hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
So we gotta go, yeah, tears up in my eyes, I don't know how cause I feel cold. Every single day, I've been living without a code. Look me in the eyes and tell me that you see my soul. I don't wanna hear your songs, I just wanna fucking know. Is it really me or am I living just to go? I've been living by the moment, shorty, so we gotta go.
Wait, say that last sentence again.
Everything that we see is a projection of what's happening within our own mind, our own conscious, and all of the conscious together. That's what God is. God is not someone off up in the sky that's preaching down, looking down, and be like, you sin, electric bull, you're going to hell. No, God is a collective consciousness of everyone. I'm God, you're God, everyone here is God.
Okay, now if what you say is right, that I cannot perceive reality, I just make up reality in my head with my perception.
It doesn't mean you make it up, but you are able to interpret the reality differently than how you might interpret it right now. It doesn't mean that it's just, made up. It's how you perceive things.
Really? Well, then where does your rational mind come from?
My rational mind comes from my consciousness.
What does that mean?
My consciousness is basically how, from birth, my life perceives all of the information around it. I'm sure you know of the Trinity, body, mind, and spirit. When we're born, we are born with the spirit, the new mind, and a new body. So we have the collective consciousness, which is the spirit, which is in all of us. The body is the physical way that we experience the reality, and the mind is the mind that interprets it, the actual consciousness.
What is spirit?
Spirit is what a lot of people like to refer to as God. Spirit is the kind of consciousness that everyone has and is able to basically use. And what can happen is when all the collective consciousness comes together with the same intent, that is when a miracle is able to happen, because there's such a strong force behind it, the unseen force that has a lot to do with quantum physics, that unexplainable things start to happen. And just because we're not to explain it now doesn't mean that we can't explain it into the future when we start learning about new things, the quantum mechanics, the way that consciousness really works.
What is spirit? Where does spirit come from?
Spirit started from the great beginning. A lot of people like to call it the Big Bang, everything like that. There was one consciousness. You might refer to him as God. A lot of people refer to him as a lot of different things. And as that happens, God, consciousness, wants to experience life in as many ways as it can. So it might send consciousness as this guy right here. Intelligent, smart guy, he's experiencing consciousness in his own way. And then he might want to send it to some other person in India who grows up in some kind of temple, Buddhist temple, whatever. And he's experiencing his consciousness in a different way. So it is all of the same consciousness, experiencing it in different realms.
Does this stone have consciousness?
That is an extremely good question, and that's something that we're trying to figure out right now, is if inanimate things are able to have a consciousness. I'll tell you what the stone does have, is it all resonates on the same frequency that I do. You're bringing up energy and matter. Well, quantum physics is starting to show that everything is not as solid as we thought. It's more like a light wave, and it's a condensed light wave that is able to just manifest into something that's actually hard. So what we're trying to figure out now is, in what difference is my body have to this rock, because they're made of the same elements, the same energy, the same matter. That is where the Buddhists get the idea that the observer, seeing, and the phenomenon are one and the same. They're not actually separate, because we are all made of the same building blocks, the same unit that our reality is constructed of.
Sir, there was a Big Bang, right? About 15 billion years ago?
What are you saying?
There was a Big Bang about 15 billion years ago?
How the universe started, I don't know. But
do you accept the Big Bang theory or not?
I contemplate it. Aristotle once said that it's a mark of an educated mind to be able to contemplate an idea without accepting it.
Okay. So you don't accept the Big Bang, you just contemplate it.
Right.
Okay. Now, if your worldview is right, that consciousness is this vague thing, and that maybe this rock
No.
has consciousness,
It might be.
it might, then why do you step on the rock and don't step on him? If the rock has consciousness and he has consciousness, why do you step on the rock and not step on him?
Just because I'm stepping on ground doesn't mean that I'm inflicting any kind of pain or hate to it.
What's the difference between me taking a machete, cutting a head of lettuce, cutting a cow's head, or cutting his head? Is there a difference?
Yes, there absolutely is a difference.
What's the basis?
Because plants are a way that everything in this life receives nutrition. There is not a single way to deny that. Everything comes from plants. And just because you're using a plant doesn't mean that you're even, again, hurting it, inflicting any kind of pain, because you're cycling through what is known as life. I would never hurt another human being because we're of the same species. You don't see lettuce going around chopping each other down. There's one universal force in the world, and it's consciousness. And if you ask me, consciousness is the same thing as love.
Okay,
All
very good.
Is love.
That's where you and I disagree. If what you say is true, nobody has innate value. They just have subjective value that we choose to subjectively
that
give
would not
ourselves.
be true, as where the question comes in.
Leaked footage of our flat Earth from 1977. This 15-minute footage was taken by a NASA satellite. If you reverse it back up and adjust the settings, you can see the land beyond the ice wall. You can see machinery tracks because they are mining rare materials beyond the ice wall. This is why they don't want you to know about it.
This is the only photo of Earth as shot by the Apollo 13 mission. Every other image you see of Earth is a CGI manipulated image. Open your eyes and mine. Wake up. We are being lied to.
One of the greatest proofs that the Earth is flat. We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We're orbiting in the heliocentric model of the Earth, the Sun at 66,600 miles an hour. While doing that, we're chasing the Sun at almost 500,000 miles per hour. So we're corkscrewing and spinning through an infinite universe, never to return to where we were before. The Georgia Guidestones had a little hole drilled in the middle stone, and if you look through it, there is the star Polaris, our North Star. How can we be traveling in all these different directions, traveling infinite distances, and that star just always remains in that hole? There's no way it would be in that circle a day, let alone 40 years. But it was there.
Somebody blew it up.
It may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
So we gotta go, yeah, tears up in my eyes, I don't know how cause I feel cold. Every single day I've been living without a code. Look me in the eyes and tell me that you see my soul. I don't wanna hear your songs, I just wanna fucking know. Is it really me or am I living just to go? I've been living by the moment, shorty, so we gotta go.
I learned who doesn't look for you doesn't miss you. Who doesn't miss you doesn't care for you. Destiny determines who enters your life, but you get to decide who stays. The truth hurts only once, and a lie every time you remember it. That there are 3 things in life that leave and never return: words, time, and opportunities. Value whoever values you, and don't treat as a priority whoever treats you as an option.
Explain how you jump timelines in 2012. other timeline shifts that has happened, and another is happening as we speak. Pay attention, starseeds. Want to know why? Stay tuned for your next message. 12/3/23 starseeds. Never forget.